Hello folks, my name is DSG Dark, and welcome back to another random ass video I decided to do. This time let's talk about something I'm a little late on, of course, by about a week now, but better late than never, as I've always told myself multiple times. This week, and probably till the end of next week, we'll be experiencing the grand amalgamation of community content and Valve's own handiwork, mind you. That is Scream Fortress. Listen to me already fumbling. Scream Fortress, the 7th annual Halloween update event for Team Fortress 2. Now, of course, if you've been paying attention to the comics themselves, they tell you exactly what the reason is behind this, so I won't get into that one. But something new that they added this time around is the Soul Gargoyle. Now, it works just like the coin from Gunmetal or the little alien badge from the Alien update. But instead of it being the total number of kills you've made or the amount of points you've gotten from specific contracts, this one works a little differently. It's about souls. Now, how do you get the souls? You kill enemies, you capture control points, etc., etc. At the end of it, it's starting to look like it's more and more of a badge, just something to have and say, oh, hey, look, I did this between this time and this time. And it's sort of like a way to keep track of your stats, I guess you could say. And for me, that's pretty cool. Not to mention it comes with its own special thing called Miraz Missions, which we'll go into that a little later. But first and foremost is the Soul Gargoyle itself, which introduces a new crate. I'm not sure what series this is now, since I don't keep up with that, but it introduces 19 new community-created items. Of course, as always, partial credit or money earned from keys goes directly to the creators, so please support your community if you can. Otherwise, we understand. If you got a budget, it happens. Trust me, I work with it all the time. But as far as it goes, the Gargoyle crates have a random chance of dropping, as before, strange or unusual items. No weapons this time, sadly, despite the fact last time they were just reskins, and that was actually kind of sad. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. But this time around, it looks like they're going to be adding some new cosmetics. I already got a couple. You'll see a few near the end of the video. As far as anything else goes, they added, from the looks of it, a couple new maps. I'm not sure 100%. I had a chance to play on, Sunshine and, what is this one called? Hellstone. I haven't tried Gorge Event yet. And, of course, I have done Moonshine. That was pretty neat. They were all pretty neat. I can't say which one is my favorite yet, because I haven't played, like I said, I haven't played Gorge Event. Gorge Event looks kind of interesting, but so far I'm leaning more towards Sunshine, mind you. Now, of course, let's talk about the Miraz missions themselves. They'll basically just drop random events that Miraz tells you to do. Like, one time it's kill Mirazmus, another time it's collect souls on this map, or da-da-da-da. For completing a contract, you get a little extra point on your gargoyle that says you've done this many contracts, as well as you get a special item. This could range from an item for your spell book, or it could go and give you just a random Holloween misc item. That being said, the gargoyles have 4 different tiers. You've got your basic, bronze, silver, and gold. Each one, of course, has its own level. I'm not going into that. Like I said, to fill them up, you just kill people, basically, if you want to fill it up the quickest way. Or you can do Miraz missions, which, again, help. Now, also, just like before with the gifts, like little mystery presents, they don't do that anymore, but instead, what they do is they drop gargoyles. The gargoyles themselves will give you more souls for your soul gargoyle to use. It's sort of like putting a penny in your piggy bank, except for at the end of the day, when you really need money, you can't break it apart to get money. This time, if you break it apart, I'm pretty sure it curses and kills you. A couple new taunts came out, the big one being the broomstick, which, if you don't mind, I'll read the actual description. Go riding with your best friends Robbie, Bob, and Hermione, or enjoy a rousing game of Bewitch, and snatch the catch or avoid the Noid, or whatever nonsense is in this this stupid book. In this stupid book, in the stupid books that inspired these awesome taunts. And of course, basically what it is your character just rides around on a broomstick. Not very fast. You just pull a broomstick out of your ass. Next up is one of the ones I can see right here, because I am actually looking at the update page itself. It's the terrifying taunts. Soldier's Requiem. Basically, the soldier kneels down next to a dead body and says, haha. And of course, the big one, the new one, Manpower Mode, finally out of beta. That's really not that interesting, I know, but at least it gives us something to look forward to. In the sense that, oh hey, look, we can finally do things that we liked that didn't cost us money. In fact, they gave it to us for free. Also, another little side note is all previous Halloween modes have been active, which means that say you miss an achievement you can only get from last Halloween, don't worry, you can get it this year. That being said, there really isn't much left to talk about except for the game itself, and as you see currently, I've been playing a lot of other games. One of the big ones I've been playing is, of course, Payday 2 with friends and by myself. Currently, as it stands, my character is Infamy level 1, level 100, which is alright, that's not bad, it's a good Infamy level for starting out, but, again, trying to stay on TF2. Hopefully I plan on recording, just straight up recording me playing MVM. I don't think I'll do a voiceover or anything with it, it'll just be straight gameplay, and just a little show off of what I think about MVM mostly. Outside of that, it's just really hard to find things to talk about. Something I did want to note is on one of the maps that I was playing on, which I believe was... Oh, this is a while ago when I played, I'm sorry. Oh god, brain, why are you killing me now? Why is that guy killing me now? Anyway. Hell Tower was one, and the other one was what? Nope, brain dead. Anyway, yeah, one of the things I did notice is there were times where it felt like the older maps were a little bit more harder to play on. Like I said, I've got a new graphics card and whatnot, and I'm still trying to figure out the bugs or whatnot. But when I went to one of the newer, more up-to-date Halloween maps, I noticed that my FPS, or my frames per second, did increase slightly. Perhaps it's the fact that it's Halloween, or perhaps it's the fact that they just optimized it better, but I did enjoy it, and for the most part, I did really have a fun time. There was one or two times that I actually did play with a friend, and... Well, excuse me, I am really tired. I should go to bed right after this, but, it was just... It really did feel like how I believe Halloween should have been a long time ago, because in one of the maps, there's this part where the server, quote-unquote, becomes friendly, which is nice. When the monster spawns, say like the Horseman, or Marasmus or Monoculus, a truce happens, and you can't hurt the other team until the monster is killed or he's left, which is nice. It allows people to get their achievements that they want, and it also saves us a little bit of time. Of course, where was this a couple years ago when we actually needed it? I don't know. All I can say is I have really enjoyed Halloween so far, and I really do look forward to the big update. Also, another thing that I thought was interesting is I found out something recently today that secretly Valve has been implementing, dare I say the words, competitive modes. In fact, right now, if you go into your console and put in a specific command, which I will write down in the description, it'll bring up a little menu that's for competitive mode. And of course, those of you who are lucky enough and already know what I'm talking about, you know that there were little beta tickets that were sent out to certain players, people who qualified for it, I guess, to join in on the competitive matchmaking and see what it's like. I don't know how it works, but what I do know so far is that it's got a track record of how many kills you've made, how many your healing points, your support points, and your damage points. And it's a little strange. I always thought myself healing was support itself, but it turns out healing is actually its own thing, which is fine. That lets us know, who's a good medic, who's a bad medic, and it gives us a general feel for people who main medic a lot. We can see how much time they've done and put into it. There's also a rank mode, which starts you out at rookie, or could start you out as recruit, who knows. And there's a little picture under that. I assume that little picture is going to be a representation of what class you're going to be maining. In my case, it will be a picture of a pyro. So my friend's case would be, my friend Nimrax, his would be a soldier, and Akuma would probably be a medic. Now, this also tells me that they are indeed updating TF2 for competitive mode, and I really hope that when it comes out, the balance changes to weapons will be fixed, and a degreaser, this is just a personal thing as a pyro main, the reign of the degreaser will end, because I noticed that more and more as competitive matchmaking is coming out officially on Valve servers, people are favoring the degreaser more and more, and it's really starting to feel like the degreaser is making just every other viable tactic as pyro useless. I mean, as you see in a lot of my videos, I use an Australian flamethrower, which is basically a reskin of stock, a shotgun, and an extinguisher. A weapon combination that honestly is bad because of the fact that the degreaser exists. And in competitive, when I did play competitive with my friends, and we did UGC Iron for 40th out of 200 players, which was nice, I did notice that the degreaser was the de facto, if you will. It was what I would call the main flamethrower that everybody and their brother used, because that's just how it works. The degreaser has faster weapon switch. It's just going to be the best by default. You can't fix that. You can't change that. And honestly, the best I can do is try and get used to it again, because I did use the degreaser for a very, very long time. And I finally trained that out of my habit of just this, I need to switch, I need to use different weapons, back to, okay, the flamethrower. Just stay on the flamethrower. You can pretty much take everything out with just the flamethrower. Which is nice, but when you think about it, the degreaser itself can't hold its own like that. But anyway, enough of that. Back to the Holloween update itself. It was great, it was fun. I definitely would play again, and I would recommend anyone who hasn't played TF2 to try it out for themselves and enjoy. My name is DSG and Dark, and I bid you all happy Halloween and a happy Thanksgiving or whatever holiday or holidays you practice. Good night.